I gotta wait. How long I gotta wait for a press record?
Go.
Welcome to the shed, where Miss Dream always has a story.
Hey, beautiful people. My name is Dream. I'm an educator aiming to help create kind activists and a tech entrepreneur dedicated to supporting Black and Brown people on their hair journey, who has built the Chair platform to create hair boards, connect to hairstylists, and share hair care tips, while also building the Chair podcast to share hair stories and stories surrounding identity, education, and entrepreneurship. Today on the podcast is a roundtable discussion where we'll be talking mentorship throughout our educational and professional careers thus far, navigating in PWI, predominantly white institutions, and Black girlhood, with two Black women, multi-talented educators, and former guests from Season 1, Periana Staggers from episodes 28 and 29 titled The Secret Black Meeting and Wear Your Hair Out, and Devenia Cordette from episode 51 titled I Read the Paper. Enjoy.
Where we share stories in the chair.
We all went to Lake Forest College, a predominantly white campus, predominantly white spaces, and we thrived in all these different aspects of our career there. What do you feel that Black people forget or get lost in when they're in PWI spaces? I wrote that down better.
No, I like it, but I'm trying not to laugh.
Like, Black people forget who they are sometimes in PWIs. They forget their beauty and their creativity because they're striving for what is considered normal in this space.
I think it's a survival thing. It's like code switching. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a survival thing. Unfortunately, a lot of us have been raised in, and I'm so grateful to know that Periana is a mom, and I know that she and Tyrone, her husband, are doing incredible work with their girls. So for example, I think that Dream showed me a picture, Periana, of one of the girls, and how like you don't make them smile in pictures, like however they take the picture is like totally fine, and how like small that may seem, but how monumental that is. You know what I'm saying? Like my baby doesn't have to smile; she's taking the picture. And I think that we are a part of my hope is that we were the last generation that was taught like you be careful and you be mindful and you don't do too much and don't make white people think you're this and, and think you're that and blah 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 blah. Because I think that we forget in those spaces. I am not here at this college as a favor. My mama paid out of pocket for me. I had loans. I'm in class. I knew a white boy on our campus had been there for I don't even know how many years. Boy, leave. You know what I'm saying? Or graduate, do something, damn. But I feel like we we try to fit in to not attract too much attention. And it's like actually attract as much attention as you want. Do what you want to do. You are also in this space to take up space. I think we forget to take up more space than we do. And I think that space ends to be defined by whiteness in college, which is such an imperative time. And then you kind of go on in the world in that. But, I remember kind of feeling like that a little bit. And then I remember being like, for $50,000 on an uncapped tuition that goes up $2,000 a year, I'll be whatever the hell I want to be in this damn space. Have y'all lost your mind? $50,000 is a lot of money to be quaint with, and that's per year. I want y'all to hear me on this mic. I'm saying that's uncapped tuition. By the time we graduated, we were paying $56,000 to $57,000, and that's per year. Like what? I'll do whatever I want in this space. I'll study whatever I want. I'll back Periana and Dream as they make AFAM become a major. We'll do whatever we want in this daggone space. I will hold a protest. I will hold a candlelight vigil. I will do this. I will do that. You know what? I don't feel like going to class today. I do need a mental health day. I will take one. Like you have to remember that it's imperative to take that time because college, the clay is still wet. It's still molding and you're still figuring out and you're still shaping and you're still carving and you're still filing and da 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 da. And that's such an imperative time of discovery and growth and mental health and friendships and relationships, identity and sexual. Like college was life changing for me in good ways and in very challenging ways. And glory be to God that I'm here today to talk about them.
Yes.
And in my right mind, you know what I'm saying? College can change you, and in white spaces, whether you're one in white spaces or whether you're 100 in white spaces, you are there, you're important, you matter, take up a little bit more room. And remember that you might come across one or two white people who will encourage you to take up more room or take up less room, as they should, to give you more room, but you're not going to come into a lot of them. In my experience, take up that space. All of your blackness is fine. I had a fro at Lake Forest my freshman year, which was huge and it was big.
I
And
remember.
I remember people looking at me like I was crazy. And I'm like, it's 2012. Why are we having this conversation? Like, why are people like, oh my God, the fro? Like, why is this like a thing for y'all? But also, it's even if it's a thing for them, it doesn't have to be a thing for you. You do not have to absorb the way whiteness is presenting itself towards your identity and then begin to mix white paint into your color. You do not have to mix white paint into your color for it to be valid. And don't forget that. You know what?
Mic drop. Love it.
That was cold, Dream. That was cold, and you know it was. All right, go ahead, Periana, because you know I'm on fire.
I absolutely love that. Well, I think one thing that we forget about is the power of community. Like there has always been strength in community. There will always be strength in community. Finding your people so that, because for some people like Devenia, it may be easy for you to just come in and take up space and all that. But like for other students like that or people like in general, just thinking about white spaces, like sometimes that's not as easy and you got to find your people so that, you know, you have that encouragement to take up said space and support one another, kiki with one another during the good times and during the bad times. You know, you got people who are going to ride for you, who are going to be down for you. And I think that's something that in college, you know, like that space for me was UVA, but that is something that I have sought out in every white space that I've been in. Just thinking about all the white spaces I've worked, Lordy Jesus. But I remember like one of my like first roles, like out of my grad program, I was like, okay, like I found one sister and I was like, all right, like where are the Black people? And she plugged me in and it was magical. You know, the six of us, like all six of us, we got together for lunch and we could meet for our secret Black meetings in somebody's office and talk about what Sally and Sue did and all the things. And it, I think that's just something that I always like need and I encourage others to seek out.
I would also add to that to try new things because people may not know how community shows up. Like, try the different activities that you've always been curious about. You never know who you'll meet. You'll never know how you'll connect with somebody. I think about all the activities from Forester guides to the sororities to volunteering at the schools to the internships in Chicago where I met all of these different types of people. We were all there for the common goal of whatever activity it was that day. And I think about how sometimes people don't give themselves enough credit to try because of the perception of how they're viewed. If you are the only Black person at this volunteer organization for the day, then you're the only one. But you're there for a reason. You enjoy it. And maybe you'll
Yeah.
find somebody else cool. Maybe you'll find another person of color, a black or brown person. Maybe you'll find someone who grew up in your neighborhood and you just didn't know. Right? I think giving yourself wings to really see yourself in different spaces is also super important.
Yeah, agreed. And I want to put a little asterisk. I you know how you think it and you're like, is what I need to say necessary or not necessary, and so on and so forth. But also, like you said, if you're the only black person there, that's okay too. And also, unfortunately, my God, and this pains me to say, all skin folk and kinfolk. So the thing is that you may be seeking out other black or brown people, and you may realize, oh, we on totally different timelines. And in that, honor that. It's okay. And you still stand with what you believe, and you don't have to align yourself with other black or brown people for the sake of like color proximity. If y'all aren't in the same like wavelength, if y'all aren't on the same time, if y'all aren't running in the same lane. And like I said, it saddens me to say, because I would love if all skin folk were kinfolk, and I would love to live in a world where that is a reality. But I've been very blessed to have a village that is 99.9% black, and we are all kinfolk, and in that we are all skinfolk. Well, skinfolk and kinfolk, you get what I'm saying? But and I'm grateful for that, because everybody doesn't have that, and it's not easy to have that. People don't have that within their own families. You know what I'm saying? People don't have that in their neighborhood. People don't even have that sometimes in friend groups. Like you said, it may be easier for me, somebody who's a little bit more outgoing in the way I've been brought up and etc., to be like, oh, navigating. But if somebody's much more introverted, if they're shy, if they find themselves being more coy, it's a totally different thing. But yeah, I wanted to just add a little tidbit.
No, yeah, no, I think that's important because my mother, she says it all the time. She goes, "Oh, how's your rainbow coalition?" And she's talking about my friend group being multiracial, and she always talks about where everybody came out to support for graduations or for really big events, or the FaceTimes and the phone calls or the messages to my mother when I was in the hospital. And she was like, "You have all these really interesting types of friends." And she was like, "They're different." But she said the commonality is you. And I think that's important, to just be open enough where your values are matched, your heart feels good, and you feel challenged to grow and be a better person.
Where we share stories in the chair.
Look, it's my commercial. We will be right back.
It's more than just a bad hair day. It's a journey. Finding the right hairstyle isn't easy, nor is finding the right stylist or the right products. Looking in every corner of the web gets messy, overwhelming, and exhausting. All the ads, the articles, the products, the videos, it shouldn't be this hard, but it is. And now, it isn't. The Chair. A black and brown centered platform where you can design hair boards, connect to hairstylists, and share hair care tips for a new joyful path on your hair journey. Avoid the clutter, save yourself hours, months, and even years of research and poor trial and error. Everything you need and only what you need is in one place. Hair boards made by people like you, for you. Find the right products, the right people, the right answers for you, stress-free. Join the Chair community and make every day a great hair day. When you share your pain, you allow others to help you. And when you share your success, you help others get theirs. Lean on the Chair. We got you. No stress, no strife in the chair. The chair. The chair. All right.
I want to move in the direction of thinking about us and girlhood, thinking about being raised by Black mothers and how that has affected us on our hair journeys. And so I'm wondering, do you remember getting explicit advice about your hair from your mothers?
Besides put the creamy crack in my head. Exactly. I, man, I feel like, and I love my mom dearly, but like she sold me what she was given, right? You need to look presentable, like you need to tame that like nappy head and like all of those things. So like my curls could not be appreciated until college, and I feel like I talked about this before. Like, I did not even know what my curl pattern was, what a curl pattern was, until I cut my hair off and I was in the trenches, literally just trying to learn my hair. So I feel like I didn't really get that much advice. It was just like, sit in the chair, plug in the chair right there, Just sit. I will always be a cornball, and you love it. You know it. But literally, like, sit in the chair, like, get your hair straightened, or let me, like, tame your head. Like, there was no real advice given. So I don't have much there.
Dream, run the question one more time because I was enjoying Periana. No. Give it to me one more time, baby. Please.
Did you feel that you were given advice from your mother growing up when it came to your hair journey?
Yes. So my mom was natural. You know what I'm saying? So she was natural. She had locks and she had a low cut. Like my mom went through a bunch of different phases of her hair. And I'll say that I remember like I just Jim, I have to speak my truth. I can't stand white beauty standards and what they have done to Black and brown communities. Let's not even talk about what they done to the Native American, the indigenous community, which is such a deep dive, such an awful deep dive. And I have to preface with that because it's so annoying now as I'm a grown woman, and thank God as I'm sitting here with locks in my head. But I was like, well, I want my hair straight because I want my hair long. I want to look like this, that, and the third. And my mom was like, if you want me to, I'll do it. But once we do it, it's done. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, no, I know I want a perm. I know I want a perm. And the way that my future kids will never be able to put a perm in their head is like
Yes.
what the kids say. That's Bible. I'm very serious. But so I went through that, but I grew up with braids and protective styles. So like my mom was like, I don't do no hair. You don't know how to do no hair. We gonna get it done. So I always had braids, and then when I had the perm, I didn't have enough hair for no perm. I didn't have enough thickness for a perm. Perm ate my hair up. And I remember my mom being like, well, if you want to grow it out without cutting it, we got to go back to braids. Like, use your braids as a way to grow your natural hair out. She was like, but it's going to take some time. So, like, I want you to know, like, before you can even get to the notion of like realizing your curl pattern, etc., we gonna have to keep it under wraps for a bit with protective styles, which I did for quite a while. And then in high school, I had a fro again. I had a beautiful, gorgeous head of hair, but I had grown it out for over a year or so, maybe even braids and twists and this and sew-ins and so on and so forth, which I enjoy. But my mom's advice was just kind of like, if you start that perm, but she was always really, really supportive of when I was like, I don't want a perm anymore. Like when I was just kind of like, because I had like an affinity for, and I think affinity is the right word. When my new growth would come in and I would feel how wavy it was, I was obsessed with that feeling. I was obsessed with that texture. I would just rub it. And that's when I was like, I want my whole head to feel like this. I don't want to just when my hair grows out. I want my whole head. It was almost like it was intimate for me. Like I love that curl and that wave, and I was obsessed, and that's what took me away from a perm. And my mom, who was locked, was like, I think that she secretly was like, yes. But my mom was supportive of anything I wanted to do. But when we later talked about it, she's like, there were things that you want to do with your hair that if I thought that they were appropriate, age appropriate, so on and so forth. So like my hair was sandy brown when I was younger, so my braids were brown. And every now and then my mama let me do like a little of a red brown play. But I grew up kind of a little bit of a traditional mom who was like, we not doing I grew up in a generation where, unfortunately, people would call you fast. And my mom never called me fast, but she didn't want me to look growner than what I was, which I respect it and I appreciate it, because if you start to look growner than what you are, the world will treat you that way. And my mom was like, no, you're going to be 9. You're going to be 11. And you look like a 9-year-old or 11-year-old. And so I think when I started to grow it out, she was fine with that. I think that she was excited because she was natural. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was like a really good kind of spin the block moment for me and her, but she wasn't going to force me to be natural. She was like, if you want to perm your hair, perm it. And then, some people go to the Egyptians in Chicago and then go to Dominicans for that like hard, high heat press out. And I would be like, I want to go to Yehia's, which they are like an Egyptian family that has a couple of hair salons in Chicago. Shout out to Chicago.
Yes.
No shade, Dream. I've been to both. Chicago.
Okay. I was waiting for it. It's been a while for that. I was waiting for it to come up.
Dream, please don't start with me, baby. You outnumbered right here. You're outnumbered on this podcast.
Valid.
But I was like, I want to go to the Egyptians. And I remember my mom looking at me, and I'm totally going to pass the baton. My mom looking at me and being like, baby, that's a lot of heat that they're going to use. And me being like, but I want my hair to look like this for pictures. And my mom was like, okay. But it was like a warning, like a pre-warning, because she knew what kind of hair I had. I didn't really get thicker hair until I locked up. Like, I really didn't. And I would go and my hair felt good, and I would keep it up. And my mom was like, it looks beautiful. But I think it was a part of her that was like, and it's damaged. You know what I'm saying? So she was open, but yeah, I love my mama. She raw.
I love that your mom gave you that autonomy to choose and just experiment with your hair, though. Like,
for the most part, she did. Yeah,
I love that. We're getting into that space now, which is wild because Kai's only 5. She wants to experiment and have like straight hair. Mind you, her hair is locked. So I'm like, I don't know what we're gonna do. We're trying out braids with straight ends as like a happy medium and all these things. And she saw pictures of Auntie Dream's rainbow colored hair. So she wanted pink streaks in her hair. You know what? Why not? It's pink. Like she's a little girl.
Right.
Okay. Like it's not killing anybody. But I just love hearing that your mom gave you that autonomy. That gives me just a little bit of hope and inspiration.
Yeah, and you're doing it with Kai. Now, my mama's only thing was you must have your hair done. So whatever you want to do, you're not gonna go outside looking crazy by the head. Like that was the thing. Like I would try to do my little ponytails, and she'd be like, "You need to redo that ponytail." I don't care if you got a stingy little ponytail.
Not the stingy ponytail.
Ponytail tighter than a bear hug. Black rubber bands.
Yep.
Dream, I want to give a quick shout out. This is when I wish that you had the bum bum bum, the horn. I want to give a shout out to all of the girls that had a stingy ponytail. And I had a stingy ponytail, and look at me now. Look at me now.
Yes.
It ain't stingy for life. And also, if you a grown woman, stop talking about that perm from when you was 11. You 40. You 40.
That's the one. Oh gosh.
Stop talking about that perm from when you was 12, girl.
I love this. Oh my goodness.
Oh, and if you're interested to learn more about my experiences as a Black woman an educator in Guangzhou, China. I wrote my first ebook titled Nowhere and Everywhere, Captured Emotions of a Beautifully Broken Love Story. It is on lulu.com. Take a read and see some beautiful photography of mine. Enjoy the rest of the show. Did you feel that your hair journey continued when you met Black people on campus, Black women, Black non-binary folks on campus? Did you see the moments when your hair journey started to shift in college?
Maybe. Like, because like I said, I came in with a fro. You know what I'm saying? So I came in with a fro on my head starting out. And because I think that we had a range. So when I think about Brittany, my best friend, she would do braids, but she would also do a sew-in or she would do weave. Brittany plays around with her hair a lot. Now, right now, currently, she doesn't wear her natural hair out. But Brittany's got a gorgeous head of hair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But she prefers to wear it differently or wear protective styles or wear wigs or whatever the case may be. And then I think about Dream, who you would always play in between braids and twister styles and your fro and so on. Periana, I've always known to wear different braids and different styles, so on and so forth. So I felt like I could be a little bit of who I wanted to be when I think about the Black folk on campus. But the thing for me, and something that we've talked about offline and online, Dream, is that like the maintenance of hair is, I want to say, like 60% of what drove me to locks, because I was tired of not being able to maintain the hair that I had, and I was tired of the time that it took. Hair is time consuming, but I also was so in love with the style of locks because I don't feel limited in them. But no, I just knew I wanted to lock up, and I knew it weren't. I don't remember. Dr. Dozier had locks on campus, so I loved that. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna be good there. But I don't remember if there were any Black girls who had locks when I was at Lake Forest, actually. And maybe there were. I just can't recall them right now. But I knew that being natural was fine. Though. First off, it was gonna be fine. One more time on $1.2 million per year. It was gonna be fine. But I knew at the point when I came to Lake Forest, I had already accepted that I didn't want to be anything but natural. Whether that was with a protective style, whether that was just my own hair, whatever it was, I didn't care. I knew I wanted to be natural, but it was nice because the majority of the Black girls that we went to school with were natural. I don't know nobody that really had a perm. Did anybody have a perm when we was in school?
Our group, our group did.
Okay, maybe my group didn't though. I don't remember too many girls being like, "Girl, I gotta go get a perm. I gotta go touch up my perm." I don't remember that. I feel like most of the Black girls in my class were natural, and I felt like most of y'all were natural. So I was always cool.
I'm trying to think about if I ever. I don't think I ever even like wore my afro out on campus. Like even when I like chopped my hair and said like I was gonna go natural, I think I still did braids and stuff. I was like, I gotta cover up. I can't. I wasn't ready. I think I went through like an era of becoming, right? Like it was this whole monumental thing. Like, okay, I'm gonna go natural. Like that was my like first like rebirth, and then after that, my second rebirth was actually becoming comfortable with like, this natural head of hair and being able to like wear that out however the heck I wanted, whether that be my afro, now I'm locked, but I still default to my braids every now and again because I will always love my braids. But I think I went through a couple eras of growth, so to speak, hair and just generally.
My favorite question is, what is one of your favorite parts about being Black? It could be anything.
Ooh.
Yeah. Podcast coming to you soon.
I miss you so much. Oh my goodness.
I miss you, Devenia.
I think we are just the versatility, right? Like you take that in like hair, and then like you open that umbrella, and it's just the culture, like so versatile. Like there is just so much within the Black community, and I love that. I love every aspect of that. I feel like I'm still like learning like different parts of being Black. Like it's the versatility. We'll just leave it there.
Okay.
One of my favorite things about being Black, it brings me joy every time when a group of Black people from a pair to a room full of Black people begin to laugh together. Watching that,
Yeah.
watching that in real time will always bring me joy. Always, always, always. Because our laughter is not, it's a moment where it's not contained. And you can see it in a kindergartner, you can see it in an older individual, you can see it when people are having a good day, even when they're having a bad day. Like there's like a wall that is broken down when Black people are laughing. And for me, it's one of those core parts of us that shows our humanity over and over again. And so the more times that we do it, the more human we see each other and we feel. And so even when you meet Black people for the first time and you just start cackling, we are opening doors to our magical our magical selves every time.
I love that. Yeah, the first thing that came from me was the humor. Like, I love a hoot and a holler. I really do, and I want them both. I want the hoot and the holler together, so I could be hooting and hollering. And our humor is like it's unparalleled. Like even on social media, the way Black people get so daggone silly. Like humor has and will continue to save me every single day. I also think of the food.
Yes.
I am one of those Black people that loves every single thing about soul food that there is. I still have not had chitlins yet.
Me either.
Don't revoke my Black card. I still haven't had chitlins yet. I can't get past the smell. I'm a pescatarian, but I'm open. I would like to try a little smidge of a chitlin to say I've tried it, but I'm not gonna sit with a bowl and hot sauce with no chitlin. Talking about, girl, you the cook. Absolutely not. It'd be a cold day in hell. They'll be freezing. And not just because of my diet, but because I won't. But it's the food, I feel like there have been so many times where soul food is considered unhealthy when it is actually like the polar opposite. So they say like the best plate to have is a colorful plate. And when you think about soul food, the plate is colorful. So I've got some greens, I got some string beans, I've got some yams, I got a starch in the mac, I've got a protein. I might have 2 or 3 different proteins. You know what I'm saying? I've got some dressing, which is also bringing in another. This is a very well balanced.
Yep.
Like now, of course, there's healthier ways of doing every single thing. Like let's not take that away because some of y'all lay off that sugar in them damn yams. You know your family, we pre-diabetic. Lay off that sugar in that daggone syrup. It's good, but it's a little too sweet. But I feel like it's the food, it's the humor, and you know what? It's the variant like of skin tones. So like I have a cousin who has vitiligo, right? And like just very apparently so gorgeous woman. And what's her sign? I was gonna say she ain't no Libra. So Dream, sorry, you still have no company.
There's a ton of us who have a lot of company.
Dream, stop, please, because no one is going. Ooh, no one's going. Where's the Libras? No one's saying that.
You know why? Because we're already there, and you just have to catch up with us.
Oh, let me guess. Get out the mustard and catch. Anyways, Dream.
Okay, I wasn't going there. You went there by yourself.
No, you're right. And come check on me. From even that or being like mixed and being lighter or having like a grandma, great grandma who's mixed or great grandpa who's mixed, so the kids are light skinned but they're Black. And then you go, you know who like my favorite like dark skinned man is? Jaime Hansu, the actor. He played in Hotel Rwanda. I think that Diamond Hustle is a little typecast, actually. And that's another conversation we can have another day. Or even Michael K. Williams, who was very dark. You know, like, and rest in peace of Michael K. Williams. And we missed him. And also, Dream, really quick tip, but I got to drop this in. For people who engage in recreational or daily drugs, test your drugs. Test them. Make sure they're clear. Come off of drugs if you can, but at least test them if you're going to do drugs. Once again, rest in peace, Michael K. Williams. But the range of color that you can be and be Black is just like, it's the most beautiful thing. It's just my favorite thing. And I always wanted to be darker as a little girl. I wanted, you know what it was? I wanted to be the blackest black. In every way, shape, and form that I could be. So when people, I got made fun of for being dark skinned, I'm like, let me be dark skinned. I'm punching you. I'm knocking y'all out. You know what I'm saying? And I've always felt like sometimes the darker you are, the prettier you are, because it's so undeniable at that color. Like, it's so undeniable. It's very obvious that all of us on this podcast are Black. And if I was like 5 shades darker, no one would be able to go, whoa, what? No. Like, I want people to see me and go, ooh, another one. It's the range, it's the food, and it's the humor. It's the humor. Without a shadow of a doubt. It's the humor. That's my little add-on Dream. If you're looking for a co-host, let me know. So Periana, I like to put a little ASMR Dream. You're looking for a co-host.
Just like wink, wink.
Don't encourage.
And I have my people to see your people. So
your people.
I love it.
Thank you both, Periana and Devenia, for sitting in the chair and sharing your stories. I truly, truly, truly appreciate you coming on today.
We love you. I love you. And
love you both, really.
Thank you both for, in your own ways, being mentors to me when I came to Lake Forest. I think it helped shape my college experience. I think it allowed us to have the relationships that we have now. Both of you are women that I love and I admire and I respect and I deeply care for. And yeah, God is good and God is real and abundant, and we're protected and we're covered. And Periana, congratulations on another beautiful Black baby.
Oh, thank you.
Please send me pictures and tell Tyrone I say, hey, Dream, tell mommy I say, hey, mommy. She know what I'm saying. But I love you both. And Dream, don't cut that out.
Welcome to the chair, where Miss Dream always has a story.
Thank you for listening to an episode of The Chair. I'm going to share with you a dream of mine. I would love to be on Sesame Street. Sesame Street held my hand through childhood. In my dream, I would be in my big afro or rainbow braids sitting on the stoop sharing hair stories. I would like your help, please, by doing all the things. Like, leave a review, share it with someone who would benefit from hearing this episode. And if you know someone who knows someone who knows someone at Sesame Street, share your favorite episode with them, and I'll make you some of my famous chocolatey hot chocolate. I hope you have a beautiful day, or if you are like me, still up in the middle of the night, I hope you take a deep breath and rest. Love you. Talk to you later.
Hello. Please leave a message after the tone.
Dream, hello. I just wanted to tell you you're wonderful. I just got through going through your podcast. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Keep it up. Maybe I need to send it to Oprah and Tyler Perry. Love you, baby. You are great.
Where we share stories in the chair.